Welcome to Positive Thinking for Personal Development, Strategies for Living a Spectacular Life. This is Howard G. Platt III, the creator of PositiveThinkingForYou.com. The theme of this video is simply how to be positive. This is an issue that a lot of people tend to struggle with, and for many, if it's not dealt with, it can easily lead to depression. As you may know, I have been dealing with serious health issues since the age of 35, when I was diagnosed with the first of many brain tumors. At the time, my life was great. I had everything going for me. I had a wife and a son I adored. I owned a business I loved, which I built from the ground up, and I had a successful boxing career. However, all that changed in an instant when my doctor spoke those words I will never forget. You have a brain tumor. I was told the tumor was inoperable, and I had less than 12 months to live. I went from having this terrific life to planning my funeral at age 35. I will not bore you with all the details, but it's been 13 years since that first tumor. The only reason I am here today is because I took control of my attitude, and I chose to fight for my life. Despite all I've been through, and all I'm still going through, there's one thing that's kept me going. I learned how to be positive, regardless of the circumstances or situation. Now I'd like to share with you some of my thoughts and strategies that have helped me to maintain a positive mental attitude. First, you have to trust in the fact that difficult times do not last forever. We will all face challenges in life, some worse than others, and at times it may seem unfair or unjust. And this is when you have to make a choice. Are you going to allow the obstacle to send your life into a tailspin? Or are you going to take hold of the wheel and fight to get it back under control? Not every road is going to be a smooth ride, but you never know what's waiting for you around the next curve. So hang on through the rough spots and believe the best is yet to come, because difficult times don't last forever. Learn to look on the bright side. You have two choices when things are not going so well. You can react negatively, which only adds to the problem, or you can take the positive approach and do what you can to turn the situation around. Always look on the bright side. I've learned to accept that I cannot always control or change the things that happen to me. However, I can control how I react to each situation, and I can change the way I wish to see them. Do you see the glass as half empty or half full? With optimism and enthusiasm, you can overcome any challenge or obstacle. Optimism is the faith and the fuel to keep pushing forward no matter how bad things may get. 7 years ago, I woke up in a hospital recovery room. I didn't know where I was, what happened, or how I got there. And what made the situation even worse was that I could not speak. I tried to talk, but I could not even make a sound. It was terrifying. When the doctor came, he told me I suffered a massive brain aneurysm, which damaged a section of my brain, causing my larynx to collapse. The collapsed larynx cut off my breathing, and the doctor told me I had to have a tracheotomy to breathe. And there was no fix. The trach was permanent. The doctor went on to tell me my vocal cords were permanently damaged and that I would never speak again. As bad as things seemed at that point, I refused to accept his diagnosis, and I always remained optimistic, and I was positive that I would regain the ability to speak. Optimism really does make all things possible. For the next 12 months, I could not utter a sound, but I refused to take sign language classes. I was positive I would speak again someday, but if I agreed to take the classes, it may have robbed me of my optimism. And do you want to know where my optimism has gotten me? Well, right now, you are listening to me talk at this very moment. These may not be the best videos, and I may stutter at times, but I refuse to hire someone to speak for me. I narrate every video I make, either on my site or in my YouTube channel. Optimism and enthusiasm can overcome any challenge or obstacle. The doctors cannot explain how it's even possible for me to talk, but I know it's because I never lost faith. I never lost my optimism or enthusiasm to keep fighting, and I never will. I still breathe through the trach in my neck, and it's still a struggle for me to talk, but I haven't lost my optimism or enthusiasm to keep working at improving my voice every day. If you want to see how much I have improved, just watch the video in my YouTube channel about depression, or you can visit the link below. You'll find a video on that page of my website. You are going to face some challenges and obstacles in your life, and there will be times when you feel like giving up or giving in. But you are stronger than you think, and we all have more control over what happens to us than most want to believe. When you remain positive and optimistic, you'll come to realize that the challenges are actually tests. And with every success, you strengthen your optimism and your confidence, making the next challenge that much easier to overcome. Because success comes one step at a time. Always remain enthusiastically optimistic. Let your enthusiasm bring out the greatness in you. I apologize for getting carried away. I try to keep my videos under the 5-minute mark, but this one got away from me. I'm going to bring it to an end now, but before I do, I want to leave you with one last thing. It's a list of 12 qualities that all positive thinking people have in common. I suggest you write out the list and see how many pertain to you. And for the ones that don't, you'll have something to work towards. Self-improvement, one day at a time, one goal at a time. The 12 qualities that positive thinkers have in common. They all have a high degree of self-confidence. They have a strong sense of purpose. They take action and they never make excuses. They know they're not perfect, but it doesn't stop them from trying something new. They have goals and they work hard at achieving their goals. They accept criticism with grace and they learn from it. They refuse to allow their fears and doubts to hold them back. All positive thinking people are creative problem solvers. They are not afraid to try something new because they do not fear failure. They are rational and don't jump to conclusions quickly. They always see the glass as half full, and if it's not, they fill it. And last but not least, they are health conscious because they know a healthy body makes for a healthy mind. I hope you enjoyed this video and the tips and advice on how to be positive. Positive thinking can and will change your life, but you must have patience. If you're a negative-minded person, it took you years to get that way. So be kind to yourself and realize that things are not going to change overnight. But you have the tools, and if you want to make positive changes to your thinking and your life, you can and will do so. And always remember, positive thinking is not a destination. It's a beautiful journey, and you should always enjoy the ride. For more strategies on how to be positive and for living a spectacular life, visit positivethinkingforyou.com. Again, this is Howard G. Platt III, and I thank you for taking the time to watch this video. God bless you all.